Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In the previous videos, we have seen different types of DC motors and their characteristics, and also we discussed their applications also. Okay, so in this video, we will discuss what are the major methods that we can adopt to control the speed of DC shunt motors. Okay. So let us start with the basic equation about DC motors. We know that back EMF EB is equal to 5P NZ divided by 60 into A, and another equation for back EMF EB is equal to V minus IARA. Based on these two equations, we can control the speed of DC shunt motors. Means from this equation, we can say that the speed is proportional to the back EMF and which is inversely proportional to the flux. So N is proportional to EB by phi. This is one of the major equation. So we can keep in mind this equation. And the next equation for the back EMF, that is EB is equal to V minus IA Ra. So at the position of this EB, we can replace this EB by V minus IA Ra. So we will get N is proportional to V minus IA Ra divided by phi. So based on this second equation, we can say that speed, or if we need to change, if it is increase or decrease, we can change V or the applied voltage, and we can change the armature resistance, and by changing the flux we can control the speed of the motor. So N is mainly depends on the applied voltage, armature resistance or armature current, and the flux. So by controlling these things, we can control the speed of DC motors. The method is same in the case of DC series and DC compound motors also. But here we will discuss about DC shunt motors. So these are the three methods that we can adopt to change or control the speed of DC motors, shunt motors. Okay. So the first method is armature resistance control or rheostatic control method. In this equation, N is proportional to V minus IARA divided by phi. Okay. If the value of this Ra increases, definitely IARA drop will increases. Hence the speed will decreases. Right. And the second method is armature voltage or voltage control method. From this equation, if the applied voltage increases, then clearly the speed will also increases. If the applied voltage or the terminal voltage across the motor decreases, then what will happen to the speed of the motor? It will decreases. So speed is directly proportional to the applied voltage. We can say that. But due to the limitation of increasing the applied voltage after a particular value, normally this method can be used to reduce the speed of the motor by reducing this applied voltage. Okay. And we will see about this method in detail. Okay. And the third method is flux per pole or flux control method. Okay. Here we know that speed is inversely proportional to the flux. Okay. So if the flux decreases, the speed can increases. So these are the basic outer line for these three methods. So let us discuss about these methods in detail. First method, that is armature rheostat or rheostatic control method. From this circuit diagram, we can simply understand that this is a shunt motor. That means armature is in shunt with the field. And here you can see a variable rheostat which is connected in series with the armature. Remember that this is a variable rheostat. So by adjusting the position of this rheostat, we can simply control the voltage across this armature, and hence we can control the speed. Okay. So here you can see that if the position of the rheostat is at its minimum position, or if it is at the starting position, that means this terminal will be connected to this point. Then what will be the condition? Then the entire voltage, supply voltage, will directly appear across this armature, so that the motor will run at its rated speed, because the entire applied voltage will directly applied across this armature. Okay. So if the position of the variable rheostat increases from its minimum point or the starting point to this maximum point, then what will happen? Then due to this increasing this resistance, we know that IaRa drop will also increases, because the position of this resistance is increasing here, so that the applied voltage appearing across this motor armature will decreases, so that the speed will also decreases. This equation shows that N is proportional to V minus IaRa. That means if Ra increases, then what will happen? IaRa drop will also increases. Then V minus IaRa. That means applied voltage will reduces due to rising this value of Ra, so that the speed of the motor will decreases. So by varying this variable rheostat, or by varying the position of this variable rheostat, we can simply control the voltage across this armature, and thereby we can control the speed of the shunt motor. So this method is mainly used to change the speed below the rated speed. Okay. So this point is very important for technical exam point of view. So the armature rheostatic control method is used to control the speed below the rated speed. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the second method to control the speed of DC motor, that is armature voltage control method. Here we will use a potential divider, and which will connect in shunt with the armature. Potential divider can divide the voltage appearing across the armature, so that we can say it is a potential divider. At the starting position of this potential divider, we can see the voltage appearing across the motor will be 0, because the voltage appearing across the motor is completely controlled by this potential divider. So at the starting position, if the terminal is at this point, then we can say the voltage appearing across the motor armature will be 0, so that speed will also 0. If the position of this terminal increases, means the position of this variable potential divider increases, then what will happen? The voltage appearing across this motor will also increase up to its maximum point. Then the speed of the motor will also increases. So based on this equation, if the terminal voltage increases, then the speed will also increases. And remember that if armature current Ia increases, then Ia square Ra drop will also increases. So that this method is mainly used to control the speed below the rated speed. This point is also very important. So variable rheostatic control method and voltage control method. These two methods are used to control the speed below the rated speed. Okay. And for textile industries like area of applications, voltage control is mainly done by using a method that is Warr-Leonard method. In textile industries, commonly or normally we use this Warr-Leonard method to control the voltage across the armature and thereby control the speed. And for that we use a motor generator set. Okay. And these are the major things about the armature voltage control method. The third method, that is flex control method. Here we will connect a variable rheostat in series with the field. So by varying this variable rheostat, we can control the current through this field. And by controlling this field current, we can control the flex. We know that speed is inversely proportional to the flex. So at the starting position, what will happen? ISH will be maximum. That means if this position is here, then the field current ISH will be completely appear across this field. If the position of this rheostat increases, that means if the resistance increases, then what will happen? The current flow through this field will also decreases. If the field current decreases, then what will happen? The flux will, if the current through the field increases, then the flux will also increases. If the current through the field winding decreases, then what will happen? The flux will also decreases. If the flux decreases, then what will happen to the speed? It will increases. So at the minimum position or the minimum point of this rheostat, we will get a normal speed in this motor because ISH will be maximum, so that we can say that the motor is running at its rated speed. If the field current decreases, then flux will also decreases. Then the speed of the motor will drastically increases. So this method is mainly used to increase the speed of the motor above its rated speed. This point is also very important. So these are the major things about the speed control method of DC shunt motor. So the rheostatic control method, voltage control methods. These two methods are used to reduce the speed of the motor below its rated speed. And the third method, flex control method, is used to increase the speed of the motor above its rated speed. Okay. Thank you.